Hey, hey,
Hey, hey,
and we're back at it.
we are.
The Matt and Gloss Show. Welcome, everybody. We are back yet again. And today, what we love to do as makeup artists, Sherry and I, both career makeup artists over 2 decades each. And today we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you've hired a makeup artist before, you may have heard some of the horror stories and the good things and the not so crazy things. And I wish we could do better next time things. So, Sherry, go ahead, kick us off. Let us hear it, girl. Let it rip.
Well, it's primarily like, you know, I need to preface all of this is that before we say anything, I love what I fucking do. And it doesn't matter how bad or how much of a shit show, you know, whether the production company is not very good or whatever the cause, whatever the thing, the talent, whatever, it doesn't matter. It could also be me. There's nothing that is going to keep me from getting up the next morning and doing it all over again. So that's I want to preface this is that this is a positive thing. All of these negative things that we're about to talk about, they're actually incredibly positive because they make us want to do it over and over and over and over because we're gluttons for punishment, but I'm also passionate about what I do. I love the film industry. I love what I do. So there, I said it. I'm off the soapbox.
Yes. So, share with us one of your uglies. Which one do you want to share? Do you want to share ugly? Share ugly.
Okay, all right. So in this industry, not everything ever goes, as planned. Uh, Sometimes communication kind of breaks down. So a lesson I've had to learn is, do I need to bring a table? Do I need to bring a light? Do I need to bring a chair? And that's primarily because, like, sometimes you will show up and you won't have a table, you won't have a chair, you won't even have a space. I've done makeup in bathrooms of like tire auto places. There's a lot of grease in those bathrooms. So imagine. But that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes it's really freaking ugly. It's so ugly.
Mm-hmm. I'm here for it. I have done a few gigs, and like you said, we love what we do. We get excited when we see those jobs come through. But I've been on a few gigs, and I've learned, especially in the wintertime, that I'm supposed to ask, are we inside? Are we outside all day? And, God love them. The men tend to run the production schedules. They're usually the primary species in the production world. And I don't necessarily know that they gauge well for women if we're going to be outside all day, and or do we have access to a restroom all day? Oh no, you're going to have to go down the street to the Panera and use their restroom. Like, you need to know these things as makeup is a dirty business. We get
It's
dirty, we got product on our hands, like we need to wash our, so you need to know, am I outside all day? Should I plan to bring the things that I need so I know I'm not gonna have just general access to a restroom right there to go and do what I need to do? Or is my talent changing outside?
right.
Are they ass out on the street? Like, we need to know these things.
Is
So I
right.
think a lot of times for production, the communication is key. And so some of the players in our game in the production world, you have the director, you might have a DP, you're going to have a producer, of course. Then you have production managers, production assistants. That's where PAs come from. There's a staffing crew that goes along with what we do. And when people drop the ball, 9 times out of 10, makeup is going to feel that ball being dropped sometimes.
Like a ton
I
of bricks. Like a
exactly.
ton of
So I
bricks.
feel like for us as makeup artists, career makeup artists with a lot of experience, we've learned how to dodge these and how to prepare. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I always keep a light, always keep a chair. The table, not so much. However, I've learned to ask, Do I need these things? Will
Right.
you be able to provide lighting? Because Grip normally provides lighting for us, you know? So
Yeah.
sometimes you don't have to lug in the whole kit and caboodle, the whole studio. So for me, I've learned to ask more questions instead of just saying, okay, great, I'll be there. How many talent am I doing? What ethnicities am I doing? Do I need to pack the full spectrum of color? Like,
Right.
because a lot of times you can lug all the stuff and you'll get there and they'll go, oh, there's no place to set up.
Right.
And we just need you to work off your hip. You always got to have a
Right.
hip bag of some sort. And we just need powder. I didn't need to bring all that shit.
Right. If right, communication is so important, because if you had just said that,
Right.
shit, no problem. No
Listen.
problem.
Oh my
But
God.
but because we don't have this information, we don't know skin tone, we don't know undertones, we don't know what kind of hair structure we're going to work with that day. We
Oh my
have
God.
to have everything. And so
Mm-hmm.
when people say, well, you just need a set bag, it's not that simple. You know, it's just not that simple. You can't just say, I need a set bag. Well, no, I need to know what the foundation of this person is first in order for me to be able to have a set bag.
Absolutely. I
So,
think
so that's a
now
big
asking for
deal.
pictures is one of
Picture.
the best directions that I find helps. Now, I do feel like whoever's calling you to book you for the gig will scramble a little bit if they don't already have them. So I think you got to be a little patient and at the very least give me a description of what I'm dealing with.
Correct.
And also, if you're working on 5 to 10 to 15, you're responsible for touching up everybody. You need to know these things. You need to
Yes.
know. You need to make sure you bring enough brushes. I've seen makeup artists who only have one brush roll, and I'm like,
That is
how are you operating like that? So,
that's
like,
so gross.
if you got to touch up 15 people, you got 15 powder brushes, you got 15 foundation brushes. Like that's an issue. That's a problem. So asking the right questions so that you're prepared, I think has been a lifesaver. And I had to learn the hard way a few times, you know, but that's what you do in the world of production. You
Mm-hmm.
have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in this game, you got to act like you know what the hell you're doing, or you will be replaced in a
But
blink.
you all absolutely, absolutely. But you know what? But it also, like, one of the things that you and I, we have had years and years of experience in this. And sometimes what gets me, it's you get these production coordinators or these production managers that are younger. And I'm not saying that they're not good at their job, but it's, you can't come in and tell me how to do what I have been doing for the last 30 years, um, as if you have. You know what I mean? You are a coordinator. So it's like you can't say, well, no, all you need is a setback. Okay, but clearly you don't know this aspect of the production world. Just like I don't know how to coordinate,
Ah,
right?
mm.
I don't know how to do that because I've never done that. So if you are in the stylist room and you are doing it and you decide that you're then going to go off into coordination, then we have something to talk about.
Right.
But you can't really. So this is, again, communication is so 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 important when you're working with this, because you need to be able to plan ahead for the potential fuck ups that will occur. So everybody's just like, your kit is so heavy. Yeah, my kit is about 80 pounds. Lugging that DC blocks, shoot me in the fucking head. So when I tell you I'm bringing everything,
Let's
I'm
not.
bringing everything. But that's the whole point. It's just like, it's it's hard. Then you're doing it in 80-degree weather. And then you can be a dumbass like me and wear leather pants while you're going up the fucking 17 blocks in DC to the next
Hey,
location.
but
Just
you were
saying,
looking good in them leather pants.
fucking rocking it.
I bet. I
And
love
let me tell
it.
you, I felt like, whew, when I took those off, it was not pretty.
I
It was
can
not pretty.
imagine. This
So I'm
also
saying, so
reminds me.
communication in
Yes.
the film industry, in the film world, in the production world is crucial. You need to be able to communicate.
So this reminds me of the wedding days back in the bridal days.
Ooh,
And that explaining to you all you need to bring reminds me of when the brides would tell me um, how to do their face for a day outside in the summer,
oh my
or
God.
how long it should take, um, how how we should set up their day, when they should have their makeup done. When, like, I love this. Like, you've never been a bride before, you've never been at a wedding, you've
Right,
never been in this situation, but you're going to tell me, someone who's been doing it for 20 years, how it should be done. Like, that blows me. And probably another part of the reason why I've slowed down on brides, I only take very choice, very important client brides. For that reason, you hired me as a professional. Let me do my
right.
job. That's like me
But
hiring the plumber and telling him how he needs to take stuff apart and lay it, because it's my kitchen. That's a joke.
right,
That's a joke. And I think for me, that's part of the bad and the ugly, is
right,
that we over micromanage. Just like going to the dentist and tell them what they should start with first. It's like, you just don't do these things. But for some
right,
reason, the makeup world, and I get it, there's more than one way to cook a chicken, but
right.
you might want to trust a professional that you're dealing with.
Well, the thing that gets me, it's the step by step dissection as we go along. It's like when I have somebody in front of me, I sit back for a moment and I tell them, I'm going to take you in for a second. And all I'm doing is I'm just taking you in for a second and kind of imagining what colors are going to look good on you. And I'm kind of looking at your face structure and I'm taking you in, not as a creepazoid, but because I am a makeup artist and your face is my canvas, right?
Absolutely.
So let me finish. That's why an artist doesn't want to reveal the portrait until after, because it's like, you don't want the critique. Let me get to it, and then we'll do it. And so it's like you're doing, you do the concealer and then they turn from you and they look at the mirror and then they give your face back and then you did that and then they're like this and then they're like this and then they're like that and then they're like this. And it's just like, stop it. Like, I just want to grab them, snap out of it.
I can't with you. I think it's hard, and we all know that we've had and run across some very bad makeup artists,
We have.
and we've seen some things. I've seen some very crazy looking things, and you can currently see them on IG right now. But
Oh, yes.
I get it. You want to
I'm
look,
scary.
you want to pay attention, you want to, this is your image. We totally get that. We totally understand. And I like to give my clients the option. Either you can watch along, but you have to give me some grace in the beginning, because it's not pretty. It's crazy looking. So
You
you
got
can't think this is
fallout
going
and
to be the end result. So if you want to watch, you have to be able to give me that grace. And two, if you like to wait to the end, then you're more than welcome to that. But us as artists have had to learn to manage these expectations, be flexible, because there are some clients who want to watch, who are trying to learn, who are trying to get a lesson within paying for a session. Like, it's important to be able to be flexible as a makeup artist. You have to communicate, just like we talked about. You got to manage their expectations. So I don't mind it so much, but you have to allow us that grace, because it's a messy business.
it is a messy business, but there's and for me, when they say, oh, I'm just taking it in because I want to learn. Yes, but right now we're doing your wedding. We're not doing a one-on-one lesson. If you want a one-on-one lesson, we can more than happily schedule that. So it's just like, you know,
Yeah,
you know, so
it's hard.
but communication is key. And it's just like, but it's dealing with a person that won't allow you to just do your craft. And it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult.
What
And then they
makes you
talk
the
shit on,
artist you
and
are, though.
they talk shit on you and they're just all upset because you're upset. And it's a vicious cycle, but we have to just grin and bear it because it's what we do. And again, we will do it again because it's what we do and we love it.
I do. I can't lie. In the midst of complaining, let's revisit why we love it, because the flexibility of what we do is amazing.
Yeah.
Although I feel like I work harder as an entrepreneur, as a business owner,
Yeah.
than I did when I worked for other companies, making other people's dreams come true. I work way harder
Yeah.
and all hours of the night. I have clients who are like, I can't believe you're getting back to me. It's like 10:30 in the evening. And I feel like just in that way, if I can, I will. I
Right.
won't stress out. And I've heard other professionals say, oh, no, you're setting a completely different standard. You should only reply to them in business hours. But unfortunately, I feel like we fall in a world where everybody wants to be a makeup artist and everyone can make their face up on IG and then try to slap a MUA label over their profile. And now they're a professional makeup artist being paid to do the work. So I find that if I'm available to respond, I will respond. So I think there's different parts to what we do, but however, I do believe the tough parts, the hard parts, the ugly, the bad, grows us as professionals. And I've
Lives.
learned so much from the mess ups, the fuck ups, the miscommunications, the missteps, to be able to wing it now here in the future, because I've been there, done it, learned it, and now I'm growing.
Right.
So it can change in the blink. I know.
In the blink of an eye. And so I
In the
think
blink.
that that's very good. And I hear what you're saying in terms of like, you know, when you sometimes when you go above and beyond, they say that you're setting a precedent to get used and abused. That and I
Mhm.
get that. And I totally get that. But at the same time, it's like, but I'm here to provide a fucking service.
Exactly.
Because that's what you're paying me for. You're paying me to provide a service. It's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do it because at the end of the day, I want my phone to fucking ring.
Amen. Amen. And responding in a timely manner. I find that when I talk to production people, they're like, you get right back to me. I know if I got a makeup artist and immediately. And I know I've heard horror stories of makeup artists that don't get back for days at a time. And I have to say, you must not want to work. I
You
that's
uh,
at the end of the day, I don't even understand it. My
yeah,
business is my primary concern besides my daughter and my
yeah.
well-being, but my business is always at the forefront of my brain.
There is
Always.
no calling in sick. There is no
No.
calling in
Oh,
sick.
there that let's talk about that bad, that ugly. There is none. I've gone to work with a fever. I've gone to work hungover.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh
going to work
Lord.
out of coming out of an accident. Like we don't we there is no oh halt production because makeup can't make it. No, they call in another and you'd be lucky if you get a call back.
Oh my gosh. The blackest check mark. And you know, and I have done that. I have had to call and say, I am so sorry. I can't be there tomorrow. I have done that. And
Mhm.
it just kills me because I know that that is going to be a massive black check on my list. But when you have a slip disc on your back, that's
Yeah.
how it goes. And so, but in general, there is no calling in sick. Like you take the Vicodin and go.
And you just pray you have the next day off. You
Seriously,
get through.
seriously, yeah, yeah. You do pray, but you know, but that's another thing. It's like you work and you work and you work and you work, and then you get a phone call on a day that you don't have to work and you're gonna just say yes. You never say no. You never say no because you don't know when it's going to be feast or famine. So you're trying to get it in as fast as you can because there are times that it's like, well, my phone's not ringing at all and I have 2 weeks completely unscheduled and you're just like panicking. That's the panic of being an entrepreneur and trying to run this business. It's like, oh my god, if I'm not every day I don't work, every day longer before I get my next paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's crucial because we are paycheck to paycheck. We just are.
Well, and we can change that, and it's about savings. And you do a
Right.
great job, and I'm working on it. It is always a step. And to get into this business, that's another thing. To give up and coming makeup artists or even regular working makeup artists, if you make this a full-time career, there are lots of other things besides how to paint a brow and match foundation that goes into this. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
the amount of investment, and I know people hear that all the time, but you just don't have any idea until you break it down monthly, how much you're actually spending on product. And
Mm-hmm.
then two, how to budget your bills,
Yes.
taxes, your
Yeah.
saving for your tax payments,
Yeah. Because
quarterly.
that's the thing.
There
You're
is
paying your
a
taxes at the end of the
ton.
year.
So I think being an entrepreneur, being a makeup entrepreneur, there are the good and the bad. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the freedom, the flexibility to be able to work in different places and not being stuck in your area, like being able to run to Miami and go work, or I'm living and loving that. And
Yeah,
so
me too.
I know, right? So it's unlike anything else, Sherry. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Nope.
I really wouldn't.
No,
I absolutely love what I did.
I've gone on some work trips that have been spectacular. Like,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, when they fly you out, you're just kind of like, okay, this is kind of cool. But it's not
Absolutely.
glamorous. But we need to point that out. This is not glamorous, people.
No.
This is not a glamorous job. Like I said, bathrooms, hallways, like floor, like you there this is not glamorous. Ear hair, nose hair,
Chin hair.
chin hair,
And
pluck.
no
Oh my
offense to
God.
my ladies, but
To sit there
yes,
and
we
do
get
this
it.
on someone.
Please get it. Can you get it? And we're like, I got it. I
Oh,
got you. 100% got you. The people who
yeah.
want to get their makeup done and didn't have time to get their brows done.
Yes.
Like, okay, we
Yes.
understand, but
We
we
can
have to
clean
take
it up
care
a bit.
of ugly stuff. Like I've seen all kinds of infections on the face, eyes, like it can get bad. It
It can
absolutely
get bad.
can.
But
Absolutely.
that's the other thing. It's like when you see stuff like that, the sponges and the Q-tips, that is all you're working with because that is all disposable. And the
Absolutely.
mascara ones and the lip ones, disposable.
That's one of my favorite things right now. Amazon created that whole tray full of all the different things, the
Yep.
spoolie, the
This,
lip, the eyeliner, the mascara wands. Like, I love that.
it's
Like,
all compact.
yes, absolutely live for that. You can definitely check that out. We may have to link that one below. That's a good find
Sure.
because there are days when you need it. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I
Especially
mean,
when you're touching up 4 to 5, 10 people on set, you need those different lip wands. They are the best,
mm-hmm,
absolute
mm-hmm.
best.
Because it's just boop boop go.
Yes, and for my double dipping mascara ladies, putting on mascara. Oh,
No
oh.
double dipping mascara.
Literally, if I was standing on set with you as your senior artist or your head artist, you'd be gone. I mean, done with a severe black check mark next to your name.
Oh
That
yeah.
is the number
Oh
one
yeah.
rule in this game. You never double dip into anything.
Never.
Foundation, concealer, the wands that come out of stuff that are built into the package, they never touch a face
Never.
ever, unless it is their product and it's going back home with them.
Correct.
That's it. That's it. I have to say that. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. I love watching the videos on IG and TikTok and watch these girls. But when I watch them pick that wand up out of that concealer and touch their skin, I'm just screaming in the background, that better be theirs. You better not put that shit back in your kit. You just spread it all through the world if that's what you're doing. Woo!
My God. It just gives
Cringe.
me the heebie-jeebies. Like, you know, and that's another thing. I even like in my kit, I have a sanitation box for when I do use my brushes. And I wash my brushes and I clean my brushes and I use alcohol 99% on my brushes. And then I put them in the sanitation box. Like, you gotta kill this shit. You gotta kill it.
Amen. Amen. There's nothing like getting herpes of the eye, some shit you can't ever get rid of, or infantago all over your face from dirty brushes. And then this is the part that I love, Sherry, the good, the bad, the ugly. Well, how much is your service? Oh, it's that much? I'm like, well, you can absolutely find artists that are way less expensive.
Absolutely.
However, you're running a risk. I
You're
can
running a huge
promise
risk.
you You are running a risk, and you're going to look back and go, did that $100 make a difference versus this doctor appointment? I have to go and find out why I have pus and my eye is swollen closed. Is it, does it work? Does it make sense? Let's weigh those pros and cons. Listen, make sure you're hiring someone with some credibility and years of experience. It is an absolute necessary.
It's so necessary.
Necessary.
But you know,
ugly.
That's the ugly. I mean, there's just a lot of ugly out there, and it's like, you know, and that's the thing. You just when you're providing this type of service, you have to think about the person that's in front of you, and you have to protect them. They're vulnerable in front of you in all ways, emotional, physical, because we're putting shit on their face and on their skin, and mental, because you don't want to do anything to traumatize anybody when they're sitting in your chair. Like, there's a lot that you have to take into consideration when you do this.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Their pores are wide open. What are you about to drop in there? It's no joke. It's extremely important. Anything else as far as the bad, the ugly, or the good that you want to point out, Sherry?
I mean, I just like, you know, I don't know. I just, oh, the just lack of communication. I cannot emphasize that enough. It's the lack of communication. Like, you know, you can't call me, you know, less than 24 hours before a shoot and say, oh my God, can you do some wardrobe shopping? What? But ask me how many times I've done it.
Right, because you're a professional. It happens.
Right?
So it happens. That's why you keep getting the call, Sherry. And the next question would be, are we selling ourselves short by always being able to perform? Does that give people the leeway to keep pulling that crap? Or are we showcasing our talents? Like, are we, you know what I'm saying? Are we stepping on our own foot?
I would say that for me, and I cannot answer for anyone else, but for me, the fact that they give us all of these mission impossibles and we get it done makes me feel like a badass motherfucking getting it done bitch. And so why not? Why wouldn't I want it to? I'm like, I cannot believe I pulled that off. Whoop, whoop.
Exactly.
Now, the flip side to that is when you don't pull it off, when you don't pull it off and you don't achieve it. And then you have to, and then it's your fault, but you only gave me 24 hours, but it's my fault. And so it's like, so it's the good and the bad. So when I get these tasks and I just like blow it out of the water, for me, it's kind of like in your face, because here you thought that this was going to be like, I don't know why you did that, but I'm glad that I was able to do it for you because you're paying me to provide a service.
Exactly. It's kind of like our pay too. When clients reach out and say, hey, can you do 10 hours for $350? Like, have you lost your fucking mind? Hell no. Do you know what that breaks down for 10 hours? Per hour? No, not at all. And I feel like that's where makeup artists in this game have to stick together. We absolutely have to stick together. We can't do that.
We cannot shortchange our sisters in arms here, in brush arms, because it's that, and I think that that's a real important thing. And I think that I said this to you, like when I referred a client to you, and this was a long time ago. I actually said, I asked, what's the rate? And I told you ahead of time what the rate was, because I'm never going to refer someone to you that's going to shortchange you. And it's up to you to decide whether you're willing to take that or not. Hey, they're offering, you know, whatever it is that they're offering. Are you willing to take that? And you're either going to take it or not. And that's the choice that we have. But, and for example, if you called me today and said, hey, I have a quick shoot tomorrow, boom, 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 boom. The budget is this, but you'll be out by such and time. Yeah, because tomorrow I'd be making zero. So I'd rather make the $350 for the half a day. Or so it's a choice. But am I going to take $350 or whatever it is for 12 hours? No. Hell no.
Yeah, that 10-12 hour mark. I think that's where we have to band together. Quick
Yeah.
shoots, I get that 100%. I'm good with that. Referring work to other people, I won't refer work that I wouldn't do.
Correct.
And that's another thing. Unless it's like beyond my skill level, like high quality FX, then I'm definitely going to pass that on to quality, quality makeup artists. But as far as accepting the job that it doesn't meet my standards, I'm definitely not referring it out. However, I think we need a referral system because there's a lot of work that comes through and we can't do it or we're booked. And so we're always
Absolutely.
looking for sister makeup artists to join us. So please tag below if you have a sister makeup artist you'd like us to consider. Definitely
Yeah,
would love to hear that part.
absolutely. And so we can talk to other makeup artists. We'd love to hear what you have to say, you know?
Absolutely. Share your good and bad and
So
your
listen,
ugly.
you're good, you're bad, you're ugly. So listen, before we go, I just wanted to point out because the last time we talked about the blue wash eyeshadow. So remember in the 80s? So this
Yes.
is just an example of in lieu of doing an all the way blue to all the way to like your freaking forehead. This is what I did. And it's sort of like an iridescent, it's all blue. There is no other color but blue in here, but it's just a way to show you how to do a wash with an actual color and just complementary colors that won't make things look weird.
Absolutely. I hear you. I have one product I want to share, and that is one of my eyebrow markers. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. I'm sitting here at my makeup table. And this one is by NYX. And I've seen these, and they give you the little thin lines. I want to show how thin, if you can see, maybe up top here.
There you go. There you go. I see it.
Like how thin that felt tip is. Like when I tell you, you can actually make little stroke marks. And I don't know if you can see, I'm going to come close. If you can see some of the little stroke marks that I've made in my brow. Like
it's
if
like
you don't have,
microblading with the pen.
right, exactly. And so I played around with microblading. I wondered if I was gonna be able to pull it off as far as skill level, because that shit is insane. But this actually, you can actually mimic those same hair strokes and do that in your brow, and it's not permanent. It can come off at the end of the day, but it gives you the stroke of a hair, and it is super fine. But there definitely is a method to getting it done because you're going to need to balance your hand. So that we'll play again, but this is what it looks like. I'm going to hold it up here again and see if people can see it. It's NYX
professional makeup. Yeah.
Yes, and it's their brow marker. Love, love, love this. Love it. They need to have colors. I need to check and see if they've gotten any browns or blondes because we need that. But anyway, this was awesome. That went so quick. It usually goes quick when we're kind of bashing a little bit, but
I know. I enjoy these moments. I just enjoy these moments. But anyway, so yes, check us out. The Matte and Gloss Show, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and let's start a conversation. Let's just go. Makeup artists. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the good and bad and ugly in all of our days.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Bye.